This video is to clarify an error I made in one of the videos before. It was about financial ratios, and in figure 3.4, we are creating common size balance sheets, and we're gonna hold the total assets as 100% and all the other items as a percentage of the total assets. And same for liabilities and equity. We hold the total as 100% and all the rest would be a percentage to that total. So what I did was I put each of the respective item divided by the total assets right here, and I lock this total assets and I hit enter. Then I drag all the way down. All right, so that part was correct. And then I wrongfully drag it to the right. As you can see that the other column was in different year, and the total assets here should also be switched to a different year. However, because I locked that total assets here for 2016, then when I drag it all the way to the right, then the same denominator applies to all the numbers in a different year, which is 2015. So to correct this, I'm going to use the data in the year of 2015 and use the total assets of the same year and lock it and then drag it all the way down. You can see now my total has changed to 100%. And for liabilities and equity, I'm going to do the same trick. I will use each of the, and for liabilities and equity, here is some inconsistency between the layouts on the common size and the layout on the original balance sheet. As you can see, we have some of the items are the same and some are not. For example, you don't have a common stock, you don't have a retained earnings in this common size. You just have a total common equity. All right, so I have to be careful about that, which I wasn't, and I apologize for that. Once again, I will apply the same trick and use each of the item divided by the total and log the total, which is the denominator. Then I drag it all the way down until I reach the preferred stock. All right, since on the original balance sheet, there is a common stock, there's also retained earnings, and those items are not found in the balance sheet as a textbook given us. So I will just work on the common equity, which is right here. All right, so just make it equal to the total common equity divided by the total, and lock the denominator, and then drag it all the way down. And for the other year, I can do the same thing by doing each of the item divided by the total, lock the total, then I drag it all the way down until I reach preferred stock before common equity, and then do common equity divided by the total, lock the total. By the way, the hotkey for locking is F4, and you can also manually put a $ before the column letter and a $ before the row number, and then drag it all the way down. There's another way to do this. I can still drag it down and drag it to the right. So for example, get back to my original balance sheet. I will use an item, make sure it's the same item in the same year, divided by the total. And I know that I'm going to drag it to the right, and I want the column to shift. So that means I'm not going to lock the column. I will only lock the row. All right, I will keep using the same denominator in the same row, but I will switch in different columns, so the denominator would change. All right, so if I hit enter, you can see the number is still the same, and the formula is still the same. And when I drag it all the way to the right, and all my reference cell has changed, as you can see, the denominator here also shifted. You see that when I drag it down, the denominator in this column, in column E, does not shift, because it's always locked at row 31, where is your total assets for the year of 2015. And this is how we do this problem. And of course, you can mend the format, just apply some of the borderlines here, 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 and also here. And then we're done for it. Well, from now on, each time I make an arrow, I will make the part extra credit for you guys. So please be motivated to catch the arrows I made, and that's going to be extra credit for the entire class. And I think that's fair. So when you make an arrow, you get points deducted, and when you find me making an arrow, you will get extra credit